grocery goals.
Oh man, is this a great day for South Irving or what?
A new Albertsons opens to crowds of customers. Get a look inside the new store. Set for success.
Why not a president coming out of Irving?
A Nimitz High School student is heading to the U.S. Naval Academy with a massive scholarship. He tells us about his future plans, plus improvements on DART and a way of saying thank you to first responders. Now on City Source.
If you are planning to travel this summer, Irving Police have a program you will want to know about. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We will have that story in just a few minutes, but we begin with another economic win. Albertsons opened a new location in South Irving at 2200 West Shady Grove Road. Residents have been asking for a full-service grocery store at that location for a while, and groups came together to make it happen. Check out highlights from the ribbon-cutting celebration.
We are celebrating the grand opening of our South Irving Albertsons. We brought our very best to this location. Lots of fresh options, bakery, deli, produce, all full service throughout the store.
Is this a good day or what? And you can see that from the attendance in the parking lot out there. That's crazy, but we haven't seen this kind of activity down here in a long time.
This is truly what we like to see done in our community.
It's great, the prices are good, and I love the new look of the store. The produce looks fabulous.
You have to travel to get to Albertsons. I'm glad there's one close now.
And now we have a few check presentations that we'd like to make. So we gave $5,000 to our brand new neighbor, Irving Baptist Fellowship, and we also gave $5,000 to our Fresh Rescue partner, Crisis Ministries. $10,000 to the Irving Schools Foundation.
They reached out and they said, what could $10,000 do? I shared with them that it will feed thousands and thousands of children through our Food for Thought program, so they immediately made the donation.
We heard very much from the customers. We want a grocery store right here. We need a grocery store right here.
Just look around you. There was a pent-up demand for this type of service in this part of the community, and South Irving is thriving.
And that's what I have been trying to tell people. You can make money in South Irving. Business can flourish down here. The people want business down here, and we continue to reach out and try to get people to come.
And this was a real partnership between the owner of the real estate, between Albertsons, between the chamber, between our economic development team.
It was a real great opportunity, great for the city, great for South Irving, great for the neighborhood.
But we're just really proud to be here and open for the community.
As part of that project, in agreement with the city, the entire shopping center got a refresh. In another economic development win, a new hotel is coming to land on State Highway 114 near the Irving Convention Center. The AC Hotel by Marriott will feature 150 rooms, a restaurant, and meeting space. Irving-based Whitestone Hospitality is behind the project. The city's Economic Development Department announced new grants available for qualifying small businesses. There are two types. The Recovery Grant provides up to $15,000 in direct financial assistance to eligible small businesses that demonstrate hardship due to COVID-19. The Resiliency Grant covers the cost for eligible applicants to receive business services to help prevent, prepare for, and respond to the disruption and impacts of economic shock. Learn more at cityofirving.org/smallbizgrant. The National Development Council will serve as grant administrator for the program. Check out more business and economic development stories on our playlist at youtube.com/thecityofirving. A runoff election is set for Saturday, June 10th for 2 city council seats. The runoff election is required because no candidate in either race garnered a majority of votes as required by the city charter. In single-member District Place 3, the candidates in the runoff are Mark Zeski and Abdul Kabir. And in single-member District Place 5, the candidates are Heather Stroop and Mark Cronenwet. Election Day, as I mentioned, is on Saturday, June 10th, and you see the early voting also an option. Dallas County residents may vote at any Dallas County polling location for early voting and on Election Day. More results now. Incumbent Mayor Rick Stouffer was unopposed. He will be sworn in on May 17th. All Home Rule Charter Amendment propositions passed. You can read the full text of those at cityofirving.org/elections. 3 of the 5 Irving ISD bond propositions on the ballot passed. The biggest was Prop A. It will allow the district to build new schools to replace Barton Elementary, Farine Elementary, and Crockett Middle School. It will also fund security and safety upgrades for the entire district. In other news from Irving ISD, a student will be graduating from Nimitz High School with plans firmly in place and a $750,000 scholarship to back them up. We were there as people turned out to celebrate the accomplishment of Thomas Vo.
An incredibly proud moment for Nimitz High School senior Thomas Vo.
Ooh, I am feeling great. Best I've been in my life.
As he accepts his appointment to the U.S. Naval Academy. It's a full scholarship worth about $750,000.
It is very rare. We have thousands of applicants, and I think the acceptance rate is between 8 and 10%. We frankly are looking for the best to attend this institution.
I think it's well deserved. I mean, this is an incredible young man. He put a lot of work into his academics and getting involved in the school. I made a comment during the ceremony that he's like the mayor of Irving ISD. Almost every place I went, he was there.
Ray Lamas is a graduate of the academy and knows what's in store for Thomas.
It's going to challenge him like nothing he's ever faced before. There will be times when he will think he can't do it, and everybody goes through that. But the determination that has gotten him to this point and the support of his friends, that it will carry him through.
For the next 9 years of my life, it's pretty planned out. 4 years of the academy and then 5 years of active duty deployment. I'm actually planning on staying for 20 years.
My hopes is that one day, I'll be looking at a future president. I mean, because that's the type of people that go through the Naval Academy. Why not a president coming out of Irving?
Irving is one of the best districts ever.
With the foundation from his years in Irving, soon to be enhanced with his Naval Academy experience, the sky is really the limit.
Okay, I know this sounds really cliche, but no dreams are too big.
Great story there. Thomas also spoke at the recent State of the District event. This is the time of year that a lot of people are looking forward to summer getaways. The Irving Police Department has a program that may help provide some peace of mind while you're away. It's called Vacation Watch. Earlier, I spoke to Irving Police Officer Robert Reeves about how it works. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and let's get right into it by putting the website on the screen where people can sign up for Vacation Watch. And once people fill out this online form, what happens next?
So once the form is filled out, it goes into the beat book, which your patrol officer is able to access whenever they come to work. So your patrol officer is assigned to your beat, your specific neighborhood of the city. That officer, in responding to regular calls for service, looks into that beat book, sees which vacation watches are active, and then goes around to those residences and checks on those residents.
And officers also make a follow-up call upon return. What's the idea behind that?
So the follow-up call is to try to see how successful, make sure you were not a victim of a crime. Some of the things that we want to remind everybody of before you go on vacation, though, is do not advertise that you're on vacation or that you're leaving or what date that you're leaving. We know everybody likes to take pictures and share those on those social media apps, but maybe try not to share them the day of that you're in that vacation resort. Maybe share them when you get back, or maybe not giving answers to when people ask, oh, are you going to be gone all week? No, you just want people to know that maybe you're there, you may be returning, or maybe you were there last week.
Yeah, and on that same topic of prevention, along with Vacation Watch, there are some other things you should do to protect your home before you leave. Tell us about that.
Correct. So if you get a daily newspaper delivery, you want to put that on hold. You don't want a bunch of newspapers collecting at your front doors, because that advertises to that criminal that may be driving down your street that no one has been at your house recently. You want to possibly leave lights on. You don't want the home to look very dark, like no one's living there. So what you can do to make your home look like someone is still actively coming and going every day is always the best practice.
Officer Robert Reeves, important information for the summertime. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
The Texas Department of Public Safety reports motorcycle crashes are on the rise. Last year, 562 motorcycle riders were killed in the state. That's why TxDOT is drawing attention to the issue and reminding all drivers what to do to keep everyone safe on the roads. Among the tips, pay extra attention at intersections. That's because 1/3 of all motorcycle fatalities happen at intersections. look twice when changing lanes, and give motorcyclists room when passing them. TxDOT shared the story of one victim struck 2 times.
Both crashes left me with a traumatic brain injury, a stroke, a neck fracture, a spinal cord injury, and a broken femur. I am still living with the after effects of my injuries, especially the traumatic brain injury.
May is Motorcycle Awareness Month, and TxDOT is taking its campaign called Share the Road, Look Twice for Motorcycles on the Road. It features a virtual reality component that gives people the opportunity to experience high-risk traffic situations from the perspective of both a driver and a motorcyclist. DART is making improvements to its buses and light rail vehicles. Crews are replacing fabric, seat cushions, and backs with vinyl-covered ones. It is a big job. There are about 34,000 bus seats to be upgraded and 15,000 light rail seats. This is part of DART's initiative to provide cleaner vehicles. The work is expected to be complete in September. Members of the Irving Police and Fire Departments got a special thank you from the Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce at the annual Big Heroes Appreciation Day. The event took place in the parking lot of the Criminal Justice Center and featured a special charity gift. Check it out.
Today's our 6th annual Big Heroes Appreciation Day, just to give back to the police and the fire and the first responders for all that they do for us every day.
They really are the heroes that help take care of our residents. Thank you so much.
I'm cooking hamburgers, sweating.
We have everything donated, and we have Wagyu beef burgers today.
It's always good to see everybody in the city, especially our first responders, come out and be a part of this.
This is just something to reach out and say, thank you for what you're doing.
We got the #1 fire, we got the #1 police, in my opinion, in the nation.
What more could we ask for in Irving, Texas?
I'd like to present that we're donating 1 Amtrak to the police department in their name and 1 to the fire department in their name.
Hey.
So this donation is really going to make a difference.
It'll make a big difference. We're going to invite them once we get the recipients. So I want them to see what we see when we give them away.
It's actually pretty humbling.
We are very grateful to be able to work in a city that is as supportive as they are.
It just shows what we have in Irving, and it's great to show what a great place it is to be in Irving and what a great department we have here, and we really do appreciate it.
And on a related note, planning is well underway for the Hispanic Chamber's annual awards gala. It is coming up on September 23rd at the Omni Las Colinas. This year marks the Chamber's 25th anniversary. Tickets are available now through irvinghcc.com. A fun event celebrating Irving's diversity will take place on May 20th. It's called Fusion. More than a dozen performances and exhibitions are on the schedule. There will be music, dance, food, and other attractions.
Sounds good, right?
Fusion is on Saturday, May 20th from noon until 6 p.m. at Heritage Park, and admission is free. Learn more at irvingevents.org. The Veterans Memorial Park Committee will observe Memorial Day with a special ceremony. As you see in this video from past years, the program will feature music and guest speakers. It begins at the Jack D. Huffman Community Building, then continues next door at Veterans Memorial Park for a wreath-laying ceremony. This year's Memorial Day program is on Sunday, May 28th at 2:30 p.m. It is time for our Pets of the Week, so let's check in with the Animal Care Campus and Michael Whiteside. He's with the DFW Humane Society. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Thomas.
Let's talk first about Rocky.
Yeah, so Rocky is a really special guy around here. He's a cattle dog mix, and he's about 2.5 years old. He's probably been here a little bit longer than he should, but the main reason for that is when you go by his kennel reactivity is kind of like he looks like he wants to kind of bite your face off. But he's actually one of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. He loves to dance, like he'll jump up and dance on his hind legs for you. He loves to get pets and belly rubs, and he just loves running around playing with toys and hanging out with his humans. So it's a good reminder, not only just for Rocky, but just in general, when you visit a shelter, all dogs act differently when they're in their kennel, depending on their temperament and their personality. So even the ones that you think are not going to be great dogs, give them a chance, because they're going to be completely different once you have them out of the kennel.
A good reminder there, and if Rocky 1 doesn't work out for you, we know there are a lot of sequels with Rocky, right?
Right, exactly, for sure.
And next up, we have Kamela. Tell me about Kamela.
Yeah, so Kamela's been in the shelter for a little while as well. When she first came in, she was very fearful of people. She also tested positive for heartworms, but her heartworms have been treated, so she is good to go, and she has come such a long way. She's a super friendly girl these days with everybody that she meets, and as soon as you start petting her, the first thing she's going to do is just flop over on her back so she can get some belly rubs, because that is her most favorite thing to do when she's hanging out with people. And she's just a terrier mix. She's about 4 years old. She's kind of a good medium-sized dog, so she would do well in an apartment or, in a home, either one, because of her size. But she's really a great girl that I think you should really come out and meet.
And speaking of meeting the dogs out there, when I visit the Animal Care Campus, I always like to stop by the store that you have in the lobby. It's a small space, but a lot is packed in there. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we have a small gift shop area here, and everything in there has been donated to the shelter. So if you come and purchase something, all of that money comes right back to support the animals here at DFW Humane Society. And we have everything from leashes and collars to food and water bowls, pet beds. Sometimes right now we have a really nice cat tree that someone donated. So you never know, we're constantly getting new donations in, so you never know what you're going to find. So you can come out and buy stuff for your own pets, or if you're out here adopting, you can buy some stuff here before you take your new pet home.
So many ways to support the DFW Humane Society. Thanks so much, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas.
The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. Check out the websites you see on your screen for hours and to see more adoptable animals. Small businesses are in the spotlight. See how leaders and volunteers are thanking them as part of the annual Small Business Blitz. Plus, Rodeo Park has a new playground. We'll show you some of the new features and tell you about the next park to get an upgrade. Those stories and much more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/The City of Irving. We are always adding new content, so it is a good idea to subscribe. And while you're there, hit that like button on the videos you watch and leave us some positive comments. And look for updates and events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.